Well, the International Court of Justice has ordered Russia to suspend its military operations in Ukraine after Ukraine argued that Russia used false accusations of genocide to justify its invasion. But Putin has shown no sign of stopping the assault, and Russia can veto the case if and when it's referred to the UN Security Council. Let's talk more about this now. Joining us for more, Democratic Senator Ben Cardin of Maryland. Senator, glad that you are here with us. This is a conversation we want to keep having here on ABC News Live and ABC about possible war crimes and evidence that has already been discovered to hold Vladimir Putin accountable for what he is doing in Ukraine. Let's just get back to this ruling that was made. How effective do you think it really can be when it comes to Putin? Because clearly the Kremlin is giving it no attention.
Well, it's clear that the ICC ruling that this is an unprovoked attack by Mr. Putin on Ukraine. It has no legitimacy. It is causing an atrocity to the population, as you see with the immigrants that are leaving, the refugees that are leaving. It needs to stop. So the ICC ruling is consistent with the global community. Mr. Putin's going to ignore it. We know that. I very much believe he needs to be held accountable as a war criminal. We've seen targeting of civilian locations within Ukraine. We've seen there's no justification for the military campaign at all. It's been reckless on loss of civilian life. It is these atrocities Mr. Putin needs to be held accountable for. So I hope that one day in the near future we'll see him at The Hague tried as a war criminal. It's where he should be.
Well, I don't think you're the only one that feels that way, that is for sure. And President Biden finally said it. Putin is a war criminal. He also added today that Putin's brutality in Ukraine is inhumane. But you and your colleagues, Senator, were already there weeks ago saying these exact things. So what's next for your resolution that the Senate just passed?
Well, there's several things. First, we did pass the resolution that he should be held accountable as a war criminal. We will continue to up the sanctions. President Zelensky, in the remarks to the members of Congress earlier this week, yesterday made it clear that he wants us to ratchet up the sanctions. The House will pass today the reauthorization of the global Magnitsky Law, and including enablers to be sanctioned. We think there's many more sanctions of individuals. We want to deal with revoking Russia's favored trade arrangements with the United States, and we hope the global community will follow that. We need to continue to provide the defense of lethal weapons so Ukraine can defend itself. There's a lot that's on the horizon. I think Mr. Zelensky's point is we need not only to show our resolve to maintain this pressure, but we need to increase it, including holding Mr. Putin personally responsible for these atrocities.
Okay, so let's focus on that for a minute then. Again, that comes down to your resolution. So let's be really direct here. It sounds solid, but we're talking about Vladimir Putin here and the Russian military. So how effective do you really think this investigation that will come from this resolution can really, how effective can this investigation really be?
Well, first, we want to preserve the evidence. And I know that the Ukrainian government is doing exactly that. We saw that in the video that was released yesterday to the members of Congress. So we are preserving the evidence. We are making it clear that we intend to hold Mr. Putin responsible for this. We know that there is international responsibility and venues that we can use to hold Mr. Putin personally responsible. We want to see those pursued.
Well, I think that is something that we would like to report on definitely at every move. And so we hope that we can continue this conversation as your investigation goes forward. Now, let's talk about this $800 million package that was approved by the president yesterday. Incredible show of aid for the Ukrainian people. But as you just heard, the mayor of Warsaw just told me that he can't take any more refugees in and that he needs other countries to step up. Why isn't the U.S. right now making the effort to bring refugees here? And can that happen?
Well, we want to do that. First, our first priority is to stop the war, to get Russian troops out of Ukraine, stop the atrocities from being continued. We also need to make sure Ukraine has the defensive weapons it needs in order to defend itself. And President Biden made an announcement yesterday of additional defensive weapons that will be made available to help Ukraine defend its skies. But we also have to deal with the humanitarian needs, including the refugees. So we do need to provide help, financial help to the European countries, including Poland, who's accepted tremendous responsibility here. We want to open our borders, and there's efforts, I'm part of it, to open up our immigration system for those who want to come to the United States. We think most of the refugees would like to go back to Ukraine. Their families are in Ukraine. So we're not sure how many really want to come to the United States, but we need to be available and allow those who want to come to the United States, that we should welcome them, as Poland that we saw is welcoming the refugees today. So all of the above. We got to increase our efforts and be patient, because we know that Mr. Putin doesn't necessarily respond the way he should. We have to be resolved in our commitments to help Ukraine and the Ukrainians who've left as refugees.
Well, we know there are a lot of families here in the U.S. that would welcome those refugees and bring them into their homes. I hope that we do see that happen soon, Senator, and I hope you will keep us abreast of that as well. Finally, President Biden will be meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping tomorrow, a country that is still open to supporting Russia militarily. What does Biden need to tell the president of China tomorrow?
You need to tell the president of China that you want to be on the right side of history, and you don't want to have any complicity in what Mr. Putin is doing. Anyone who enables Mr. Putin to carry out his atrocities need to be held accountable. So I think the clear message will be to China, you need to be on the right side here. You need to join the global community in condemning what Mr. Putin is doing. And you certainly don't want to provide any assistance that allows him to carry out this campaign.
Let's hope he listens. Senator Ben Cardin of Maryland, always great to have you, sir. Appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.